Everyone is talking about the Nimbus 28 being lighter than the Nimbus 27, but that's actually one of just 5 major changes that they've made in the brand new model. I'm going to break down all of the key features for you so you know if it's worthwhile spending your money to upgrade, as this is quite a pricey model. So starting off with the most obvious change, the weight. Well, in my size 12 US, we're gone from 350 grams in the Nimbus 27 down to 316 grams. So that's a 34-gram drop in weight, which is significantly different whether you're using it as a lifestyle shoe or as a running shoe. And I'm going to touch on how that affects performance later on, but the other major change that I want to talk to you about is while it's maintained the same stack of 43.5 in the rear and 35.5 in the forefoot, giving you an 8mm drop, it feels completely different underfoot. One of the reasons for that is that they've changed the underside of the outsole. So you've now got more rubber and you've got flex screws running through the underside of the shoe as opposed to a larger outer rubber cover. So you would think that the larger outer rubber cover would change the stiffness of the shoe in the 27 to make it stiffer, but that wasn't the case. But it's a lot stiffer in the Nimbus 28, so it's really hard to bend, as you can see, whereas we've got a lot more flexibility in the Nimbus 27. That affects the ride and the performance. Not only that, they've changed the rear foot bevel on the 28, so it's split down the middle as opposed to on one side. So that means, as you can see in the video, it's much easier to compress on the outside of the shoe compared to the inside of the shoe. The influence of that is when you're walking or when you're running, when you initiate contact with the heel, it drops in easier. So if you're someone who supinates a lot, this isn't going to be ideal for you because it's going to encourage that movement a little bit more. And then as you move inward, you're getting more of a resistance barrier towards that medial aspect of the split heel. So a completely different feel underfoot when you initiate contact with the ground. And then when you transition through to the forefoot, because you've got those flex screws, more rubber and a stiffer outsole, the push-off phase feels very different as well. Now this is really going to impact those of you who enjoy the rocker up-tempo geometry of the Nimbus 27, as you may have thought having a lighter shoe would make it more bouncy, more springy. Well, that is not the case, unfortunately. I want to touch on that in performance section. But on the top of the shoe, we've got a revamped upper, so it's a more breathable upper mesh, which I think is a good change. They haven't changed the tongue on the Nimbus 28, and they've got a little bit of a change in the aesthetics of the heel tab, but nothing significant, and you still got loads of padding around that heel collar on top to give you that exceptional lockdown around the heel. Having that extra bit of padding around the tongue would, however, prevent that bite that some people experience on the front of the ankle. Like in the Nimbus 27, it's a little bit tapered on the forefoot, and because you've got this new engineered mesh, it wraps around your foot, which means that you don't have a huge amount of volume in there, so you can definitely feel some pressure along the outside of your foot. So if you've got a broader foot, you may need the wide version, which is available, and typically they have a wide and extra wide in the Nimbus. Then, most importantly, how does this affect performance? Well, if you're using it as a lifestyle shoe, it's still a great shoe in terms of giving you lots of comfort underfoot as a max stack shoe, but it definitely feels firmer than the last model. You're definitely going to notice a lack of bounce compared to the last model, and it's a little bit more stable. When it comes to running, one of the best aspects of the revamped Nimbus 27 was that you could use it as a max cushion recovery shoe, marathon shoe, and it could do some up-tempo workouts as well because of its aggressive geometry. It still maintains the aggressive geometry in the 28, but because of the changes in the midsole, it's a lot firmer. It doesn't bounce or spring or transition you as quick from the back to the front of the shoe because of that heel bevel. I feel like it's more of a marathon pace shoe, and it will struggle to do those up-tempo workouts. Perhaps after 100 miles it'll be a little bit more flexible in the forefoot, and we'll do an update when we've got that much into it. We've got about 30 miles into it so far, and minimal change since our first wear. So is it worth the change? In my opinion, I was a massive fan of the Nimbus 27. I'm not sure they needed to change the Nimbus 28 so much, even though they're very subtle changes overall. But let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Pop links in the description if you want to check out the latest price on Amazon. And otherwise, if you're new to the channel, liking, sharing, subscribing is always appreciated.